Assalamualaikum and good morning to Dr. Raja Azrin and fellow friends. We are from Group 5 who would like to do you on the my group members consist of me, Patricia Balkis binti Jaafar, Nur Emiza, Rabiatul Khadijah and Zaini. I present to the next presenter.
I am Rabiatul binti Isafi. Here I cut. The first one is Robert De Niro as Ben, and Hathaway as Austin, the home as Ben, and Aditi as Jason. Next, I will present this is the synopsis. 70 years old widower Ben Whittaker, a retired executive from Dashwood, applies to fill the newly conceived position of senior intern after retirement has become too boring for him. He applies to About the Feed, a fast-growing e-commerce fashion startup in Brooklyn. Founder and CEO Jules Austin had previously agreed to a community outreach program where seniors would intern at the firm. Despite not understanding the need of a senior intern, Jules agreed to have Ben as her personal intern right after she embraced of an action on what she did to Ben. She finally lets herself relax and join him in practicing Tai Chi, an act symbolic of her finding balance in her life. It shows how a calm and composed soul Ben can take care and provide assistance to a restless young entrepreneur. Now I will pass the presentation to Patricia.
Thank you, Khadijah. Next, I will continue the presentation with the main stakeholder. Firstly, the main stakeholder is Jules Austin. As a young entrepreneur of a women's clothing company, Jules Austin seems to have it all to manage both her family and looking calmly outside, but she struggles with keeping her home life together. Being a workaholic woman causes tension in her marriage as she finds out her husband is cheating on her. She does not get enough sleep and enough food as she is trying to be fully present in all areas of her life. However, she successfully her marriage by choosing to hire a CEO, but lucky her, as her husband comes to her being understand by apologizing and comforting her to consider not to hire CEO, as he believes that their marriage will get better. The next stakeholder is Ben. Ben is a widower who is sick of being retired. He's tried everything from Tai Chi to yoga to keep in lesson apart himself, and he is travel across the nation and to see his family. As a result, Ben see a flyer advertising that an e-commerce fashion site is looking for a to serve as interns. He's responding to the flyer and that adults to submit a video explaining why they should be hired for an internship. And he succeeds. Ben's duties in the company is to assist the company's founder, Jules Austin. He also helped numerous employees with their tasks. I pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Thank you, Patricia. I will present on the ethical dilemmas of the actors. The villain in this movie is Jules Austin. As for the villain, is whether Jules Austin should retain Ben Whittaker's position to work with her or transfer him to be an intern for someone else. This is because on their first drive together, Jules feels uncomfortable when Ben asks several questions about Jules' personal life. She then asks Cameron to transfer to another team. When Ben is no longer working with her, she starts to regret the action as she starts to feel comfortable with him. Next is whether Jules Austin should assign Ben with work even though he is her intern or let him be in the company doing nothing. This is because she doesn't like the idea of hiring a senior intern at her company. To her, she feels like he wouldn't benefit her. In fact, he helps her clear a lot of her mess, such as cleaning the table. After that, whether Jules should hire a CEO at the company or stay without a CEO, as she thinks that she is able to do everything without seeking help from anyone. In order to save her marriage, she then agrees to hire a CEO at the company. Next, the hero. Here, Ben Whittaker is the hero. Ben Whittaker faced an ethical dilemma whether he should tell Jules when he witnessed her husband, Matt, cheating on her. Ben feels guilty as he decides not to tell Jules and keeps this secret by himself. This also made him distracted with his work, and Jules started to notice that. One day, Ben and Jules went on a business trip to evaluate a new CEO. The night before, Jules reveals that she feels that Matt might be cheating on her. Ben being straightforward that he knows and that makes him stressed for the past few days. Next is whether to let Jules be driven by someone under the influence of alcohol or to report Jules' driver drinking alcohol as he is about to drive Jules. Ben quickly tells the driver to inform Jules that he cannot drive because he is sick, or to tell Jules by himself that he has been drinking. Ben gives the driver an opportunity to avoid him being fired because he realized that getting his driver fired might only worsen the problem. Ben gives his co-worker a second chance to learn from mistakes. Next, I will pass the presentation to Zaza Ruzain.
Thank you, Khadija. I am Zaza Rizaini. I will proceed the presentation with the action taken by the villain from a consequentialist point of view. Consequentialism is a theory that states that an activity is either good or harmful based on its outcome. In this movie, there is an action taken by the villain, Jules, when she asks Cameron to transfer Ben to another team because she is uncomfortable with him even though she still do not know Ben's real attitude. When Ben is being transferred, Jules starts to regret his previous action. Then she goes to find him in a coffee shop where he is picking up coffee for the department he currently works at. She apologizes and says she feels calmer in his presence. She offers him his old job back and brings him closer to her work area where he will be directly next to Becky. In this situation, we can conclude that making a hasty decision without consideration and judging a person at a early stage of knowing each other is unethical. Next, when Jewel thinks that she can do everything at the company without hiring a CEO to help her. She always thinks she is right and comfortable with her current position that makes she thinks that she does not need any boss who will help her in managing the company. Ben then gently guides her through navigating the pros and cons of her investor's request in hiring a CEO for the company. Then, when her husband Matt cheats on her, she then agrees to hire the CEO to save her marriage. As the CEO can help her in the company and she can have more time for her family. In this situation, we can conclude that it is unethical to not lower your ego and not asking others' opinion who have more experience than us. Lastly, is when Jules ignores Ben at work without giving him any task. Even though he is being ignored, Ben does not refuse to do anything that he can until one day Jules noticed that the messy desk at the office is cleared after being cleaned by Ben. She then ringing the bell at the office as a sign of appreciation for Ben. In addition, Ben is very patient and in handling Jules without complaining. Jules finally realized how much she needs Ben and his common presence and advice. Ben then become a mentor, protector, even best friend, and not just an intern to Jules. From this situation, we can conclude that being underestimated towards someone is unethical because maybe we don't notice the abilities that they have. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Zaza. I am Nur Aziza and I will explain about the actions taken by the hero from a deontologist's point of view. Deontology ethics is an approach that focuses on one's ethical duties and responsibilities, where it evaluates the ethics of someone's behavior based on their motivation. In this movie, the action taken by the actor from a deontologist's point of view is when Ben, ignoring the law and willing to risk his life, breaks into the house of Joe's mother to delete an embarrassing email, and he was narrowly avoiding getting arrested by the police in the process. This is because Ben wants to save the dignity of his CEO as it is his job to serve the best for Jules and is very committed to her. It shows that it is never around to do the right thing, even if it does not produce a net balance of good and evil for someone. Next, Ben crosses the line and starts to ask Jules about her personal life and makes Jules feel uncomfortable. Ben even almost got transferred as Jules asked one of her employees to transfer Ben to be an intern for someone else. However, Jules later realized that Ben did that because he wants to get to know her better in order to understand and adapt well with the situation, as it is his duty to assist the website's founder. From this scene, we can conclude that going over the limit is wrong, but it can be correct when we have to carry out the job perfectly. Thank you. I will pass the slide to Emiza.
Thank you, Aziza. And I am Amiza. Will continue on ethical action based on golden rule concept. As mentioned earlier, the villain in this movie is Jules Austin, who is the CEO and the founder of About the Feet. By referring to the golden rule concept, which means that do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If I am in the villain shoes, the ethical action that I will take based on the ethical dilemma is that never underestimate people's skills and knowledge by looking at their age factor. Instead of rejecting him, we should assist and motivate Ben with the workforce environment. It is not only a great way to attract, retain, and engage my workforce, but it also helps to grow the business and increase innovation. Treat others with respect if you want to be respected, and this follow the golden rule concept. In addition, throwing my egos away and letting go of control. Ego starts saying it all must be done our way, even little things, even inconsequential things. So I have to change my mindset and regularly remind myself of the power limits. Furthermore, the observant nature of Ben should be appreciated as he can seemingly see what no one else can see and even do everything better than anyone else. We would first ask for forgiveness from Ben and beg Ben to come back to work for me despite replacing him with someone else. It is an ethical action and follows the rule. If we ask for forgiveness, the other would forgive you and ask for your forgiveness too. As the villain, I feel ashamed of my action towards Ben because Ben has been tremendously helping me to sort out things without being asked, especially on the initiative to clean up the miserable desk. That shows how dedicated Ben is toward his job offered. The guilty feeling surrounded me when Ben was asked to be transferred due to my personal stress, not about his performance at all. It is Ben who teaches us how to be good boss. Therefore, emotions can foster a positive work environment or get in the way of production. It is important for a professional to realize how the emotions may affect work. Now I will pass to Batusha.
Thank you, Emiza. In a nutshell, we learned that in order to become a successful person, we need to become an ethical person, whether it is deontology, virtue ethics, teleology, and others, in order to be a good person at the workplace and make others feel comfortable with us. In this movie, we also learn that the first impressions are never correct. This is because we still do not know the person's real attitude. Besides, the movie also teaches us that we should not underestimate someone's potential because they might be valuable in the future. Other than that, the movie also teaches us to always be humble, regardless how well we know about something. This is because with others' opinions, we can add more knowledge and share them together. No person and definitely no entrepreneur is perfect and needs to learn from their own mistakes. That's all from us. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marlisa from Group 6. I want to ask if you are a human resources manager, will you accept an elderly person as intern in your company?
Thank you for the question. Uh, in my opinion, yes, I will accept them to work as an intern at my company if they have the experience working in the position offered. And I also think that they have much knowledge gained from their past job. So we can learn many new things and knowledge from them. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Faris from Group 2. I have a question. So from the character of Ben, what lesson can you learn as an intern?
Thank you for the questions. As an intern, what I've learned from the character of Ben is to dress well because first impressions are very important. In the movie, Ben wears a suit to work every single morning in spite of his co-workers telling him that he does not need to dress up all the time. It is important to look your best whether or not it is an casual or formal setting because it helps us to stay focused on what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
am from group 3. So at first, Zeus rejected Ben, right? So if you are in Ben's place, what do you feel? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. If I am in Ben's shoes, I felt disappointed to be treated by the management in a harsh way. The negative emotion could turn down my mood throughout the whole day and consequently reduce my work productivity. Therefore, how Ben managed to control his emotions in this movie could be an example to all new workers out there.
Okay, thank you, LK, for your presentation. All right, and the Q&A session went well. All right, okay, thank you very much. So we move on to the next presentation.